Okay. So when I log in, when I log into this database, it is showing these objects here: administration, object browser, SQL, utilities, application builder. Now I go to the SQL prompt. Here SQL commands, SQL scripts and query builder. These three are available. Click on the SQL commands. It shows this interface. Now here I can type the command DESC. With the help of that, I can see the structure of the given table. This is the structure of the given table. So I just run it. It shows the structure. It is showing in the bottom. The table is program here, program ID, data type is number, precision is going to be 4. 4 digits we can have in that. There is no there are no decimal points after in this number. After decimal point there are no digits, and this is what it is not nullable. It does not have any default value. I did not put any comments, and this is a primary key. So constraints we have: primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, then unique constraint, null constraint, not null constraint, then other one is default constraint. One more thing is check constraint. So when we look at this, here PRG ID is a primary key constraint. Data for this PRG ID must be existing, and other thing, it should not containing a repeating value or duplicate value. So program ID is going to be primary key. Primary key is one of the constraints. So we have 6 different constraints for primary key: foreign key, unique constraint, not null constraint, null constraint, check constraint, and default constraint. By default, for everything, null gets applied. By default, everyone is null. Whenever you define a column, automatically it's going to take null. It can accept null values. But when you explicitly, when you specify the constraint type, so in such case, it may accept or it may not accept null value. So primary key, foreign key, unique, not null, null, check and default constraints we have in this. So if you come to the database table, here it is. Program is the name of the database table. Program ID, PRG ID, year introduced, biannual, then PRG name. On this we have certain check constraints also. If you look at the year introduced, it has a check constraint. Even with the biannual also, it's going to be having a check constraint. Click on this, further you can see. Year introduced this one, then biannual also we have here. This is going to be 1 character length, default value is here. So this has here a check constraint. Check constraint, it accepts here a lowercase y or uppercase y, or it is lowercase n and uppercase n. These are only accepted here. If you try to enter some other value, it's going to reject. In the same manner, year introduced can take a value from 2005 only. Prior to 2005, if you try to enter data, should not accept. Like that, we kept the constraints. So for these two, you have a domain constraint. So year introduced should take value greater than or equal to 2005, whereas biannual should take a value either a character y, both uppercase and lowercase, or a character n, both uppercase and lowercase. That way, it has to work for us. Now come to once again home. Here open the object browser. With that, let us open the database. Let us open the tables here. Whatever tables are available, you can see here. These are the different tables available. Program is one such table. If you click on the program, it is going to be shown this way. What are the constraints available? You can click on this, you can find here, showing like this. We have primary key constraint, check constraint, check and check. 3 things you have here. So this is program name must not be null here. Similarly, constraint program name is not null here, and when you take the year introduced, this should be greater than or equal to 2005, and when you take CK biannual, it should be either y or n or small y or small n, it should accept. So like this we kept the constraint here. So this is what exactly check constraint. P stands for a primary key, C stands for constraint. These are what exactly a check constraint, whereas this one is here a not null constraint. Like this we applied here. We applied in this manner.
I'm sorry, Professor. Check constraint means that one record has a special value?
Yes, these values only you can accept. Either uppercase or lowercase y or uppercase or lowercase n is acceptable here. If you try to enter some other value, it does not accept it.
Okay.
It's
But this primary key is defines actually uniqueness of a column, right?
Yes, unique as well as not null, both in the primary key.
And the unique key actually defines the uniqueness of a row.
Uniqueness of the column, not row.
Then primary key defines the uniqueness of a row.
Even for row, it's not for entire row. In that given column only, you should have a value. At the same time, the value should not be duplicated. But overall, you get the unique row. Overall, you can get unique row with the help of the primary key. Entire row cannot be unique like that, you cannot say, but a unique row you can identify. That means if you take all the columns of the row, they cannot be unique there. Few columns can be getting duplicated. But using primary key, you can access a row. You can access a row based on the primary key. So primary key value will not be duplicated and it will have to have some value there. Like that. A row you can identify based on the primary key. It does not mean that all the columns are going to be unique in the given row. So the other columns value can be getting repeated. Like for example, you take an employee table you take. In the case of employee table, EMP ID is going to be unique, whereas EMP name can be getting duplicated. EMP first name, EMP last name, date of birth, department, all these can be getting replicated. But EMP ID will not be getting changed. EMP ID is going to be unique as well as the value is not missing there.
So the row will be unique.
Row, I mean the
row means that including the ID, first name and last name. So the row at the row will be unique for one person, right?
Yes, when you include the program, the employee ID, it can be unique. Rest of the columns may be getting repeated, but when you include the primary key column, it's going to be definitely unique. So if you together all take, definitely it's going to be unique. But if you don't take the primary key, if you take rest of the columns only, probably they get repeated. If you take a particular column like first name, that can be getting repeated. So overall, the row can be unique if you include primary key in that.
So then what's unique key?
Unique means a missing value you can have. At the same time, if any value is available, that should not be duplicated. Unique is nothing but, see, unique is something like this. When you take a unique, it's going to be both null as well as unique value. That means no duplication. So when you don't have any data, in such cases, it can be null value, missing value you can have. But whenever data is available, the data in that column should not appear in any other row of the given table. So unique is going to be not null, null plus no duplication. Whenever you take number of rows under that column, if data is missing, fine, no problem with that. But when data is available, no two rows should contain same kind of data. That we can call as unique. Primary key is nothing but here not null as well as here no duplication. That we can call as primary key. Here it is what? Not null plus it is no duplication. Like this we say primary key. In the case of primary key, data must be available there. At the same time, whatever data is appearing under that column should not be getting duplicated. But if you take unique, you said that value can be missing sometimes. But if value is not missing, if you enter some data, whatever data is coming under that column should not be getting duplicated.
Okay.
So like this, unique is defined. So here in this particular table, we created total 4 constraints. A primary key constraint, then a check constraint on the two things. One is CK, Here the column is exactly biannual. Then year introduced. One more thing is here. The other column is, this one is what, program name, PRG name. Like this we have taken here. So these four columns, they are going to describe the program. Program is something like MS, BS, whatever we say, they can be called as here programs. So a program can be conducted once in a year or twice in a year. So few programs may be conducted once in a year and few may be, conducted twice in a year. So depending on the requirement, they will be running like that. So here, first column is a primary key, that is nothing but program ID. The second one is going to be program name, then followed by, we have there biannual, it's nothing but a one character data, either it can be yes or no. We indicate yes with the help of letter Y, and with the help of no, we say that it's no. Then similarly, we have here year introduced. In which year the course or the program has been introduced. We can keep from 2005 onwards. Whenever you enter less than 2005, it does not accept. So like this, here we can have a constraint called a check constraint. This is called as a domain constraint because it's enforcing some kind of restriction. With that, you can enter values from the given range only. If you try to enter less than 2005, it does not accept. Similarly, if you try to enter here character data, something like P or Q, it does not take there. So like that, we define the table. Normally, constraints are IO constraints, and other thing is going to be domain. So check is domain constraint, whereas rest of the things are IO constraints. They are going to be IO constraints. Here CK biannual can accept one character data. It can be any character normally. But when you apply here a check constraint, here it can accept only these values. Like this, we made a table in this. Now come to the home here. So from this, here even using object browser, okay, browse. Once again go to tables here. Probably any possibility we have to enter data into this from here. Let us see table, data, indexes, add column, lookup table, rename column only, structure we have here. We are going to have structure like this. So this way we have. If you come to SQL, it's going to this is the SQL code which is coming up for us. The constraints are going to be something like this. The definition of table is going to be like this. It's taken like this. PRG ID number 4,0, here introduced number 4,0, default 2005, biannual character 1, default yes it is. PRG name varchar 200, not null, this is enabled here. Then followed by here primary key PRG ID here enable. Then constraint we are keeping like this. We have a check constraint like this in this. So this is going to be here a check constraint, and primary key is here PRG ID enable. So constraints are here enabled like this. We made in this way here. So this is nothing but it's a definition of the table. Using SQL we can get it. Now come to table. Okay. If you look in the data, here insert row. From here you can be inserting row. So but when you do like this, you lose control over the commands there. You can take insert row. From here also data can be inserted. You can enter the program ID here. Then year introduced bilingual you can enter. I try to enter here year introduced as something like 1900. If you move into this, when you try to insert, it will not accept. I try to enter some P here. So I'm trying to enter P in this. After that, program name is MS. I put like this. Try to enter some 1000 in this. Like this, I try to enter. Then create. If I try to say check constraint violated, it says here. Check constraint violated because I entered 1900. It should take from 2005 only. So using this form, you can be inputting data. We can input data using this form. But when you try to input data from this form, how exactly we are inserting, we don't have any command over that. That's the reason we can use SQL. With the help of SQL, we can enter data. Come to this. Go to the SQL prompt. Using SQL prompt, let us try to enter data. So here we need to insert data into program. When you look at the DSC program here, execute this, it gives you the columns list, program ID, year introduced, biannual, program name. I want to give a 4-digit number for the program ID, which has to be starting from 1000. It has to start from 1000, automatically it should be getting entered. Like that, let me try to make here. So for that purpose, we need to enter sequentially data. We should not enter every time 1000, 1001, 1002. So instead of that, I want to here create a sequence. So using sequence, I would like to here generate sequential number. So for that purpose, I come to home again, go to the object browser here, create. I can create a sequence from this. I can go to create, I can create a sequence. I create here sequence. Here sequence name I should give here. SUQ, this is program ID. Okay, SUQ program ID we take starts with 1000. It has to start with 1000, increment by 1. So like this, I would like to make it. There is no maximum value in this. I don't specify anything, but by 1, it has to be incrementing. 1000, 1001, like that, I want to make it. Then click on the next here. So here this is what SQ underscore program ID. When you click on this, you can find the sequence. Create sequence, SQ program ID, then start with 1000, increment by 1, no catch, no cycle, no order, like this we specified here. So like this we create a sequence.
Professor, could you please say that again? What sequence?
Sequence C, you have a table called program table. In the program table, I would like to enter a program ID. Automatically the value should come. Normally, developers, they may not be remembering, or even people who are inputting data, they may not be remembering all those things. You need to enforce automatically the ID is there. Automatically the value should come. It should start with 1000, and subsequently when you create other program, it should take 1001, 1002, 1003, like that. So automatically they should be getting entered. For that purpose, I can create a sequence. Using sequence, I can be inserting data into the table. So for such purposes, I created here schema. So sorry, the sequence I can be using. So I created the sequence here. It has been created. I click on the create here. When I click on the create, the sequence has been created. So it can be taking maximum value this much, because up to 38 digits it can take. It's going to take up to 38 digits. So this much big number we are getting in this. Now come to the home, and from home, remember that is exactly, once again let us see what is the name of the sequence. Let us try to remember that. If you come to sequences, this is going to be, this is nothing but here, okay, it is here SQ underscore program ID is the name of the sequence here. Using the sequence, now I should enter data. This is SQ underscore program ID. Using that, I want to enter data. So come to SQL script, sorry, the wrong man, I have come here. Sorry, this one. Okay, I come to SQL commands here. Here, I want to insert data. But before inserting, once again, I would like to see the structure of the table. This is what DSC program. I can find here the program structure. Now I would like to insert data into this one. What is the okay, SUQ underscore program ID, I think. Just forgot that. Okay, let me.
I'm sorry, Professor, I have a question.
Yes.
I mean, I don't see any navigation or explore in the program. How I can know which table I'm in actually, or which SQL code I'm in. So I don't see actually how we can explore it.
See, if you come to home, here you have object browser. Using object browser, you can be browsing here. You can go
But
to
there's
this
nothing
one.
that actually shows all the tables which actually are running now on the programs, or
Yes, whatever tables
which
are available in the
programs
database,
actually.
you can get here. Whatever tables are available in this, you can get list of tables here. Account, category, department, all these tables are available.
Fine,
So,
okay.
so from here you can choose. Suppose take here the table program, you can click on this. When you click on this, you are getting information related to this particular table. So like this, you can be browsing with the help of the object browser. Using object browser, you can be browsing through that. So here,
Okay.
just a minute, it happened again. Here, sequences. The name of the sequence here it is, just forgetting every time. SQ underscore program ID is the name of the sequence here. The sequence name is here SQ program ID. This sequence we require. So come to the home here. Again come to SQL prompt. Here let us insert data into the given table. SQL commands. We come into this and try to insert data into the table. First of all, let me paste here this one and put a comment like this. I put a comment like this. Next, after that, okay, so it's not taking there. Let me first of all type the command here. The command is going to be DSC program. With the help of this, I can see the structure of the table. Table structure. First of all, I can see once I understand that. So using this structure, I should insert data. I want to insert data into the table. Data can be inserted in two ways. One is implicit mode, other one is explicit mode. When you enter data in the implicit mode, in whatever order we define table columns, in the same order we should enter. So right here, insert into, you can give like this, insert into, table name is here, program we take, followed by, we can straight away write the values. We can write here values like this. You can write insert into program values. We don't specify list of columns because all the columns we are entering, this is called as implicit mode. In the implicit mode, you're trying to enter data. Take this here, try to put the values right here. Dot next val, it use like this. Dot next val we can put, followed by here next column we have to enter. Year introduced, something like 2005 I enter here, and by annual can be yes. By default you have that value, you put yes. Then program name is what, masters in computer science, like this we can put. We need to put like this, and since this is string data, we should put in the single quote. In the single quote we should put this particular data here. So this way I'm trying to insert data into the table. SQ program ID dot next val I use like this. With the help of this, try to insert data. So it is fine. Next val I have taken. With the help of this, try to insert data here into the given table. Just run it. Here what happened? One row inserted. One row inserted. Here I haven't specified any value like 1000 or 1001. From the given sequence, it's going to take data. Because we created a sequence like the sequence we created as SQ program ID. The start value is here 1000. We are incrementing by 1. So initially it takes a value 1000. So in the implicit mode, we inserted data. Now let me see the data from this table. Select star. Normally star is not recommended to be used because this slows down the operation. But I take here program, it should show the data which I inserted into the table. I execute this, so it can show the data which is inserted here. You have data like this, 1000, This is the program ID. 2005 is year introduced, biannual is S year, master in computer science, we are getting like this. So here it's going to be taking data, automatically it is taking a value here, SQ program ID dot next val when you give, it's giving initially 1000. Subsequently when you try to enter, it's going to take 1001, 1002 that way. And this is what exactly entering data in the implicit fashion. In the implicit mode we are entering. When you enter data in the implicit mode, in whatever order we define the columns, in the same order we should enter data. PRG ID is the first column, year introduced is second column, biannual is going to be here third column, and PRG name is going to be fourth column. In the same way, in the same order, we should enter data. When you try to insert data in the implicit mode, in the implicit mode, all data you would enter. If you miss any data, it does not work. So we entered here data in the implicit mode. In the implicit mode, we enter data. So we take here program ID, then followed by year introduced, then biannual. One more thing is here PRG name. This way we entered. Now come to inserting data. This time I don't want to use any biannual. Just I want to insert only PRG ID. Other one is the program name. So I assume that in 2005 itself this has been started. So it should be biannual, automatically it should come. Then program name also, we enter program name. So I enter therefore only program ID, and other thing is going to be program name. So year introduced as well as biannual should be taken automatically for us. Try to enter data. Insert into here table name. I put like program here, followed by, I should now specify list of columns. What columns I am entering, I should specify. This one is explicit mode, and here put the PRG name. PRG name followed by here values I put. So I put values, then specify the value. This is SQ underscore program ID next val. Okay, this one is masters in pharmacy, put like this, or clinical pharmacy, something like this, put here. Masters in clinical pharmacy, like this we enter. I am entering only two data, that is one is PRG ID, other one is program name. Program name is going to take a value masters in clinical pharmacy, and PRG ID is going to be next value. We had 1000, then it should take here 1001. This way we try to enter data. Select and execute here. It should insert data now. One row inserted. When we insert a row, what happens to them? Year introduced, and other thing is what here? Biannual. What happens to them? Let us see in this. How data is coming into them. Here write select star from program, we put here. So with this, it's going to show you data in this order. It is showing year is coming automatically 2005, and biannual is going to be coming automatically because we made a default constraint for this. Since we made default constraint, so automatically data is coming into these things, year introduced and biannual. Due to any reason, if you miss inserting data, automatically it can take there 2005, and biannual is going to be Y. Like this, automatically it can take data for us. So when we define table, at that time I gave that particular type of constraint. So year introduced should take a value, 2005 when the data is missing. While you insert, if data is missing, automatically it should take 2005, and when you miss data for the biannual here, it should take Y automatically. That way we define the structure, so automatically it's going to take such data. So here I inserted only two columns. One is PRG ID, other one is PRG name. I insert in this manner. Now even if I shuffle the columns, there is no problem with that. Look at this, insert into program here, followed by here I specify first of all PRG name. You can put like this. Then I can put here PRG ID. PRG name I have taken, PRG ID, then here values I can take, then here I write first of all values, I write bachelor's in computer administration. Bachelor's in computer administration, try to make like this. Followed by here, I next enter the program ID. SQ underscore program ID dot next val I put. So this way try to enter data into the given table. PRG name, other one is PRG ID. So PRG name is going to be Bachelor's in Computer Administration. So the PRG ID is going to be SQ underscore program ID dot next val. Here the order of columns have changed. This is what explicit mode. When you enter data in the implicit mode, at that time you need to enter in the same order in whatever order you define the table. But when you try to enter in the explicit mode, here you can shuffle the columns in whatever order you would like to insert, you can insert. And whatever columns you want to insert, you can insert for them only. Like this you can be taking here. Select and execute data now with this. Now what happened here? One row inserted. Once again, we can see the result. So come to this. Once again, right here, select star from program. You write. So with this, you can select data. Take like this and try to execute here. Just run. It has been executed. Total 3 rows we have in this. So total 3 rows. So this is all the courses they have started in the year of 2005, but program IDs they are changing there 1000, 1001, 1002. All of they are going to be biannual only. Like this, we have set here 3 different data, 3 rows we have in. So this contains now the university 3 different programs: Masters in Computer Science, Masters in Clinical Pharmacy, Bachelor's in Computer Administration. So like this, we have 3 different rows in this. 3 different programs we created. As per our thought, we need to create this many tables. A program table we created, a instructor we need to create now, admission we need to create, course we need to create. So in this, the 3 important things are going to be a program, instructor and course. They can be called as master tables. They don't depend on any other table. If you look at the instructor, that is going to be independent table. Instructor does not depend on any other table. Similarly, when you take course also can be existing independently. It does not depend on any other table. So those such tables you can call as here master tables. You can call them as master tables, and data in that does not change frequently. Seldom it changes. Take a program, once in a while a new program is added. Very, very rare that is. Similarly, instructors also, every day they are not recruited. Seldom they are going to be recruited. Even it may take years to recruit a new instructor. In the same manner, courses cannot be added whenever they want to just add. So it takes time to add a course also. So therefore, these 3 can be called as master tables. Their data is mostly static. It's going to be mostly static, but seldom changes you can make to that. So these can be called as master tables. Program is a master table, instructor is a master table, course is going to be master table. So here let us try to create the other 2 tables also, instructor, course, and one more thing is these 2 first we create. When you look at the instructor, it's instructor ID, instructor name, address and contact number. Okay, there is one possibility in this, but we don't look much into that. When you take an instructor, instructor may contain multiple phone numbers. Therefore, in such cases, where do you keep phone number? You cannot put here one more contact number. If you put one more contact number in this, it is called as repeating group. It's nothing but repeating group. Or in the same contact number, if you put more than one phone number also, it becomes actually multi-valid attribute. So you should not maintain multi-valid attributes there. At the same time, same column name should not be getting repeated. It's going to be same kind of group, so it should not be getting repeated. If it is repeating like that, it is not in the first normal form. But when you split such data into another table, that can be called as in the first normal form. So we need to at least come into first normal form. There are going to be three normal forms: first normal form, second normal form, and third normal form as far as databases are concerned. So let us create first of all an instructor table. We assume that instructor has only one phone number. Instructor does not have multiple phone numbers. Instructor is going to contain only one phone number. We assume like that. So come to the here Oracle user interface. From here, let us try to create another table. The table we can do with the help of the command prompt, or you can go to home. From here also it can be created. But when you create from there, you have certain difficulties. The difficulties, you can't assign default values there. So if you come to object browser, create table, create here table, new table, we can create from this. Click on this, a table can be created. So put a name for the table now. Table name is here instructor. We can put like this: instructor. This is the name of the table. Here followed by column name. First of all, INSTR ID. This is what instructor ID we put. Type of data we choose here. So number probably you can choose here. But what is the precision we want to use? If you take university, how many instructors we can have, based on that we can choose that. Probably you have some 9,999, even that is also too much. Therefore we try to use only 4 digits in that. We use only 4 digits in this. There is no decimal point. I mean, you don't have any fractional part. Therefore scale can be here just 0. Like this, you can put only 0 in that. This should not be a null value. Make it not null, because you have to make this as a primary key here. Definitely this must be a primary key. This ID should not be getting repeated, and every instructor should have an ID there. So therefore it cannot be missing value. We kept it as here instructor ID, INSTR ID. It's a number. It can take up to 4 digits. The next one is INSTR name. We have in this. You can take a name.
Sir?
Yes, please.
What is the use of this? I still don't get it. Like, if we get a job in this field, then what would we be doing? We would just be creating tables?
You may create tables, you may write procedures, you may write functions, you may write triggers, you may define database. This is going to be capturing data and preserving data. You write code. When you write code, ultimately, whatever code is generated by your program should be saved or not.
Yeah, I get it, sir. I get it. But I just didn't get, like, what is the use of this, and like how it is being used in the market.
This one, see, I mean, database development, this is developing databases. Then later on, you are going to hook this database with the Java code.
Oh, okay.
See, as I told you yesterday, you need to have multiple skill sets. Just one skill set cannot be enough. You need to know about these things also. These are very much basics. Since you are going to have an experience of 7 to 8 years, you are supposed to know all these things. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So that's the reason I'm trying to say this. First you create your tables, then after that you are going to hook all these things with the Java code. With the help of JDBC, you are going to hook these things. So here, instructor name, I take this varchar 2, then here length can be, maximum is here 4000, but just 100 is enough for me now. I make it not null again. This cannot be a null value. Definitely name is required for the instructor.
What's the use of move here, sir? Last one.
What's the name? What's the use of not null?
Yeah, no, move. It says move. After not null, after that there's move. What's the meaning of move?
Where is move?
Here, on the right corner. After not null, there is move.
This one?
Yeah. What's the meaning of this?
No, you can order there. Columns can be ordered. If you want to put first instructor name first, you can put the instructor name first, then instructor ID can be kept later. Coming to this here, instructor ID you take, select it, click on this, it will be in the next position, like that you get.
Oh, okay.
Just ordering only, this one. If you click on this, you get to the first position now.
Okay. Thank you.
This one is instructor name, varchar 2, just this is 100, I make it not null. Similarly, what else we require? If you come to this,
We have copy of this, sir. I'm sorry.
yes, please.
Did you share this structure with us? This one? The notepad?
In yesterday's video, I think you have you got any video yesterday link?
Yeah, I don't check videos really.
So late in the night also I have shared something with you.
Yeah, if you can just email it like this, please.
Yes, yes, I'll email.
So
Right
I
now.
can create the database.
Yes.
Thank you.
But here I have taken not Boolean, I have taken only char, this one. Char of 1 I have taken. It can be either,
True or false?
yes, no, true or false. I haven't taken there, yes, or yes.
Yeah.
It can be either and.
I came late today. Please, so if you have time, just repeat this how you make it
Yes.
after you finish your work.
Just sharing with you structure right now.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Sir, while you are doing this, can you also explain it just in briefly the varchar 2 and what difference between varchar 2 and varchar?
Yes, yes, yes. No, have you got any link? Yesterday's video link, have you got?
I don't know, sir.
We have received actually a link
Yes.
from you,
Yes.
Oracle database implementation. Please
Yes,
subscribe
yes.
to this playlist.
No, in that I have described about
That's a
type
that's
of
a
data.
YouTube link.
In the YouTube, from YouTube, if you every day I'm going to put videos like that. If you just subscribe, it can give you information. A new video is added, something like that. You can get message. Just subscribe that. That's all. Automatically,
Okay.
it will send you information.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Once again, we discuss about data types.
I can subscribe. Is sure save.
So that is the structure of the database.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, when you come to it is exactly object browser. Fine. So in this instructor ID, instructor name, the next one here it is DOB. We can put date of birth can be kept here. Take this one as date. All these are going to be different types of data. One is number that can accept both integers as well as floating point numbers. We have a char type of data. Char type of data is going to be fixed length. Suppose you specify some 100 characters per char. Even if you enter only 2 characters, still it's going to use rest of the 98 also. How much you entered does not make difference in that. How much you allocated, it's going to use all the data, char type of data. But when you take varchar2, it's equal to varchar in the SQL. So using varchar2, how much data you want to enter, that much only we can enter. Though we define maximum size. Here, the instructor name, we are making it as 100. But if you enter only 10 characters, it takes only 10 bytes are used in this. Though you allocated 100, it does not use 100 bytes as far as varchar2 is concerned. It's called as variable character length. It's called as variable character length. Other one is...
Sir, why don't we have precision in that then?
We don't have any precision. Here it's not getting highlighted. See, where is getting highlighted?
Yeah, that is what I was asking. Why?
Precision is not required here. As far as varchar is concerned, there is no precision. Only for numbers we have precision.
Oh, okay. So strings don't have precision.
No precision. Why precision in this? In the case of numbers, how many digits you want to include? And if you have any digits after decimal point, up to how many digits after decimal point you would like to take. So that is scale basically. Since it is a varchar, precision is not getting highlighted here because there is no meaning in this. The scale is up to how much 100 characters. You can take up to 100 characters in this. Then we have taken DOB, date, this is. Then here we can take other one. If you look into
Sir,
this.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
You just said, or I understand that if I choose a var character, if I choose 100 and
Yes.
put 10, it will use 10 only.
Only 10 characters, correct.
If I choose a car, if I put 100
Yes.
and enter 10, it will take 100
Yes,
only.
it is. All 100 bytes
Okay.
are going to be used.
No, if I use car alone,
Yes.
it will keep the same size.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you enter 10
Okay,
characters also, it uses 100 bytes. But in the
Okay.
backend
Who
too,
will-
if you enter 10
Okay.
characters, it uses only 10 bytes in that.
Okay, in this case, who like to use car? Everybody will use var car. Why they put car? Where's the
Sometimes you require fixed length. See, char is fast when compared with varchar.
Oh, sometimes I need fixed.
Yes.
Sometimes,
Yes,
especially in
fixed.
programs. When I write programs, I should know how long this field.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Required, sometimes variable length required. So variable length data in such case varchar you can take, and fixed length you can take always char followed by size.
Okay, what it says a variable character 2. And there is a variable character 1 or what?
No,
Or
it
just
is
name?
varchar 2. Varchar 2 is the latest version, something like that. It is only varchar. There is nothing like 1. There is 2 only. Varchar 2 it's Oracle type of varchar.
So randomly name, just like this.
Can you repeat please, Firas?
There is no varchar 1, varchar 2,
There is
varchar
nothing
3.
like varchar 1. It's varchar 2. So varchar 2 is nothing but varchar. In the SQL, in the SQL, we say it as varchar, but here it is called as varchar 2. It's Oracle implementation.
Okay, thank you,
So
sir.
Oracle implementation, they say it as varchar 2. But when you work with normal SQL, structured query language, we call it as just varchar only.
Oh, okay.
Next
Thank
one,
you, sir.
the DOB we entered, it's going to be date. This one is going to be here, date. Then other one here, after DOB, we require other column. That column is address and contact number. We can take address. Now we can be entering address in this. Take address, and this is again varchar 2. We can put up to some 200 characters in this because this may contain many things. Followed by here contact number.
We don't have date of birth in this structure.
In the address you can put more, something like street number, house number, or plot number, whatever it is. Then city, state, country, you can put all those things. But normally it's not required. Only contact number if you have, that is sufficient. So take this one as, now take char, you can put up to 11 in this. Or it can be some 12 characters we can take in this.
Oh,
Well, we can
yeah.
take-
Here you make fixed.
Yes, because fixed that is. Contact number must
That's
be
right.
fixed. 3
Yeah,
digits,
yeah, local
3 digits
area
and 4
and-
digits.
Yeah, okay.
So like this we have taken here. This way we created the table. Instructor ID, instructor name, DOB, then address, contact number. So once defining these columns, we should come to next definition. Columns we created, then we should come to the keys. Primary key, if any is required, we come to that. Now we are coming into this one. It says no primary key. It says here no primary key. See, populate from a new sequence, populated from an existing sequence, not populated. So you can take from here, populated from a new sequence. This one is what? Instructor PK, primary key constraint. Sequence name also you can take like this. It can create for us a sequence. Now come to this here. So take it as instructor ID. What is happening here? We are going to take it from a new sequence. A sequence also in this process gets created for us. Here, no primary key, populated from a new sequence. You can take a new sequence from that, it can be taken. Or else, you can take populated from an existing sequence. So already if you added sequence, you can choose that. But here what is happening? I'm going to create a new sequence for myself. So therefore I put here SEQ instructor. I change order like this. I can put like this, and this one is primary key constraint name is here instructor underscore pk. Instead of that I put this way pk underscore, this is what instr id. Instr id put like this. This is instructor id. It is going to be a primary key. Like this we make it. Now click on the next here. instr id, we made it. So this is going to have a new sequence. The sequence is what here? SUQ instructor. It's going to be a new sequence. From there it's going to take. Now put the sequence name here. After that, let us go. Let us proceed with this. Click on the next.
What's the last one, sir? The last one, primary key. Oh.
Just a minute. Let me come back. Yes. Your question?
No, this one, primary key.
Primary key is going to be, what are the columns you have in this? Come to columns, but it may be, okay. Come to previous year. When you come to this, what are the columns available to you? INSTR ID, INSTR name, DOB, address, contact number. INSTR ID is nothing but instructor ID. Every instructor should have an ID or not.
Okay, which one is primary key now?
Now,
all of them?
INSTR ID is going to be primary key. No two professors or no two instructors can have same ID.
But there is the 3 fields now you have.
That's
if
what.
you go next
And
now.
only this. You have here 5 fields, 5 columns are available. I'm going to use INSTR ID as the primary key. Come to this.
No, I mean, for next.
Yes, I'm coming to this.
Yeah.
Here what
now
happened?
here you have a primary key, constraint name, and you have sequence name, and you have primary key.
Like database field, every constraint also should have a name there. With the help of name, you can identify the constraint. You can get the constraint. Sequence name is basically using sequence. We were inserting data sometime back, sequentially data. For program, we entered 1000, 1001. So further we use here SUQ instructor. And primary key is going to be INSTR ID. In the given table, this is the primary key.
Okay.
INSTR ID is the primary key. And this is exactly what, it's a constraint. The constraint also should have a name. Every constraint in the given database table should have a name. So name is what here? Instructor underscore pk is the name of the constraint. Name of the constraint. For every constraint you should have a name. But what column is going to be constrained in this? INSTR ID column is going to be constrained here. This is the name of the constraint. And what column you are constraining here? It is INSTR ID. And into this you need to enter data automatically. With the help of a new sequence we have to enter. So further we use here SUQ underscore instructor. This is the name of the sequence we create, and using that sequence we enter data. Now come to the next here.
Sir, can we have more than one primary key?
One primary key is not possible, but more than one column can be part of primary key. If you look at table, you can have only one primary key. You can use more than one column as part of primary key.
Okay.
So primary key can contain more than one column. More than one column can be part of primary key. It does not mean that you have more than one primary key. Key is only one, but that can contain multiple columns in that.
Now, sir, primary key here is the same meaning of index key, like a old database. We call it index key.
Index
Something
is
you search about it.
Index it. Primary key is going to be becoming a clustered index. Automatically, you have a clustered index that.
Okay.
In the database, you have 2 types of indexes. One is clustered index, other one is non-clustered index. So see, whenever you take data in the database, whatever you see is totally logical. How you are accessing everything, you are accessing logically. But physically, you have different files on the disk. They can be called as data files.
Yeah.
So how do you retrieve data from data files? In the form of pages you are going to retrieve. When you retrieve data from a data file, you are going to retrieve like pages. One page full of data at one time you can be retrieving. Getting point?
Yes, sir.
So one page full of data you can be retrieving. Probably page size may be something like 8K, 16K or 64K, depending on the internal architecture you are going to access pages. So in
Yes.
these pages, rows are going to be available to you. So if you take a page, in the page you have these rows. All the rows can be having there some kind of size in that. So
Yeah, sure.
every row is going to have some address. So row is starting at this location, row is starting at this location, you have like that. With the case of clustered index, based on the primary key only, we can access it. Clustered index, that's called it. Primary keys are automatically clustered indexed. So using on the clustered index ID only, the rows are going to be ordered. But when you take a normal index is something like indices at the end of a book. If you take a book, at the end of the book, what happens? Normal books you take. Suppose you want to search for a word. The word is getting repeated under in what page you can have at the end. Take for example program that we will find in the 10th page, in the 30th page, in the 100th page. Like that you can be having a list of pages. So there you can find the word program. In the same way, normal indexes you maintain. So primary key is going to be a clustered index. So index is basically for retrieval of data quite fast. When you want to retrieve data fast, you can use the indexes internally. With the help of indices or indexes, we can be retrieving data quite fast. They improve the performance. While inserting, while updating, while deleting or dropping, there are no performance issues. Normally, we don't have any performance issue. But as far as retrieval is concerned, always we have issue with the retrieval. So when you want to retrieve data, it should be running very fast. So therefore, if the data is organized in the better manner, you can retrieve it quite fast. See, whenever you whenever you develop any code, so when your code is running late, suppose you develop a web application. The web application is internally getting connected database. So when your application is running slow, initially people may find fault with you. You have written code, your application is running very slow, they say. But how database is running, that is also going to be quite important. When you write a query, the query should be optimized. It should not take too much time to retrieve data. If it is taking too much time, then in that case what happens? Ultimately, program is going to suffer. Okay, person who is in the front end is going to be really has to take the blame. In the background, whoever are developing databases, they should architect database well. They should optimize it for all the queries. So then in that case, what happens? Your application can be interacting in nice fashion, and within no time, it can retrieve data. So if it is not optimized database, if it's not well maintained database, in such cases, definitely program suffers. Getting my point here, Firas?
Yes, sir. But now the primary key here can't be duplicated. It's unique.
Definitely, it can't be duplicated. The value of the primary key cannot be duplicated, and you cannot use the value also there. Definitely,
who will prevent me?
Then it can't, and similarly, it can't be duplicated.
Who will prevent me now? The SQL would not allow me to insert to a duplicate number now.
If I insert, you are trying to send data to database. Database rejects it if you enter duplicate data.
Oh, okay.
So do not accept that data. This is what exactly integrity of the data is concerned.
Okay. So primary key it should be unique.
This primary key must be unique. If you try to enter duplicate value, it does not accept there.
Okay.
This is what exactly database integrity. We talk about database integrity. If you take flat files, you don't have such integrity. You need to manage all such things yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is what basically semi-intelligence we have with the databases.
Yes, I never worked on primary key before. We said primary key by programmer. No, not in database. This is new. Yeah.
Because in the normal databases, you don't have anything like primary key. If you look
no,
at
I don't have.
DBS3,
I make it by
don't have anything
by
like
code. I make it. Yeah. Okay.
Now come to the
Can you proceed,
next here.
Yeah. What's the foreign key, please?
We discuss about foreign key later on. So with appropriate example we take. This is what exactly. Here there are no foreign keys. We don't have any foreign key in this. We can just skip this one. We don't have any foreign key in this because this is not any child table. If it's a child table, in such case, if it's a dependent table, it has to refer some other table. Since it's a master table, it does not have any dependencies on any other table. So therefore, you don't require here any foreign key concept. Understood?
No, sir. Just repeat the idea. I think there is no master and slave databases here. It should be all the same. You said master
No.
database?
This particular table, this is what instructor table you are creating. Instructor table is not going to depend on any other table here. Reason, there is no
Why?
reference data for instructor here. As far as
This
instructor is concerned, there is no reference data here. So straight away you can
this
enter instructor data. But tomorrow, suppose you take the classes, instructor classes. So a instructor is taking a class. In such cases, probably use instructor ID as the foreign key in that particular table. But in this table, you don't have a reference with any other table. You are not referring any data from any other table. Therefore, it is here master table. What other data you are referring from this? It is instructor table. You have instructor ID, instructor name, date of birth, address and contact number. Which other table is actually influencing this table here?
no one.
That's what. That's why there is no reference here. This you can call as master.
No, here. You have course instructors here, sir.
But it is not
I'm
here.
just
It's
checking.
another table. It's another table.
It says
In that table you refer the instructor, but instructor does not refer course.
no. I mean there's a course ID and course instructor
Later it
ID.
comes. Not now. In that table you are going to refer the instructor table.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That's right. In that table.
Yes, in that table you are going to refer the instructor ID. So
Yes,
instructor table
okay.
is independent here. When you take courses, the instructor courses, when you take their course ID comes, instructor ID comes. But here it's only instructor data. Apart from courses, instructor can do many other things also. Correct?
Okay, correct. Okay, then you call it master file
It's
here.
master table now.
What you
We created master table.
master table? What you call the other table?
They can be called as child tables or dependent
Chain?
tables. Or you can say transaction tables. Number of ways you can say that. It can be called a child table, it can
Because
be dependent table, it can be called as transaction table, like that. And
because
data in this does not change very much frequently. It's very seldom data changes in the master tables. But in the transaction tables, very much frequently it changes.
yeah, of course. So there is no certain name. Master table and the other I call it as I want. You said?
You can say a child table, a dependent table, or it can be, as I told, a child table you can say, or dependent table also you can say, or transaction table also you can say.
Okay, sir.
So now come
Sir?
to, or detailed table also sometimes we say, we discuss when we go into that table. Now here,
Okay.
Sir,
next,
one second.
yes,
Sir, the name instructor underscore FK, we can write anything, right? That does not
yes. So it is the,
like
it is giving
influence
you
any other
automatically
part.
something for you. It's creating something for you with its intelligence. If you want to modify, it can be modified. You can modify that, but with one condition: it should not be getting duplicated. The key should not be getting duplicated. Whatever you type here should not be existing already.
Okay, and we can have space, or we cannot have space.
Spaces are not allowed. You should not put space. You can use underscore.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you.
Now come to next in this. Here, now you can add constraints. If you want to add any constraint, it can be added. A check constraint. Other thing is what here? Unique constraint. Okay, so a check constraint, a unique constraint. We don't have any such constraints in this. Except in the check constraint, we require the length of the contact number must be here equal to 11. You have to enter that. If you look at this, here we have one is contact number. The contact number must be here equal to 11 characters. We have to have that. We need to specify in that way. You can have a check constraint and you can have a unique constraint. This way you can be setting it. Add a constraint, then try to write here. This is what exactly check constraint. So what column we can take therefore here? CK underscore
Contact.
CK underscore we take here followed by the contact number. So here try to write length GTH. It's a predefined function available. Length of contact number equal to 11. We put like this. Length of contact number equal to exactly what? 11 this is.
So why 11?
Because if you take, sorry, how many? 13, 12 or 13, how many we put? 12.
10. It should be
12.
10.
But sometimes we use hyphens in between.
But usually the phone number is only 10 digits, sir.
10, but in between we use hyphens or not.
Oh yes, yes. So,
So for that
two
purpose,
characters
I have
hyphen.
like this. So I can use this way. That is up to you. If you want to put only 10, you can put. But here I am assuming we are entering even the hyphens also. So country code,
No,
area code, state code, everything you can separate. Country code we don't have here. State code and area code you can be separating with the help of hyphens. 3, 3, then followed by 4. Like that we can separate.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Now this is what exactly check constraint. Length is a predefined function. I am using length function in this.
I have a question, please.
Yes.
Now, the name here below, it's random. You choose any string you write.
Yes.
CK
Yes.
contract. Yeah. Okay. There, when I make my let's say the options check length contact number. This is a name for the field in the table.
No. Contact number is
right?
field in the table.
Yeah. Can I see the fields here? I can't, or I should written it on paper and put it here. I can't remember. Maybe contact underscore number, then contact number, something like this.
Correct.
It doesn't open
In
some
such case,
pop-up
if you
menu
come back
here.
here, you can't see. Here you cannot see that. It's not showing you the columns.
Oh.
You cannot see that. You need to go back from there. You have to see it.
Okay. Okay.
So here
And-
I have taken like length of contact number I have taken. The next one more I would like to add. Constraint is enough actually. I now click on the confirm. So what happened here? It's going to, you can look at the SQL, how this is getting created. So it's creating like this here.
40.
So it can create for us the table,
So, sir?
required table, now it can create. Yes, please.
So, sir, when we go to work, we would be creating in the fashion that you showed, or we will have to write the SQL code for that?
That depends on environment, what they are saying. Either you can use command prompt or you can use this.
I'm sorry, Professor.
Yes.
Could you please also explain the trigger?
Yes. We discuss about trigger also. We'll discuss about
I mean,
triggers.
that's actually now in this call.
Yes. No, here triggers, how we implement triggers in this. Here you cannot implement triggers. With other tables we'll be implementing triggers.
I just saw trigger actually.
Yes.
Create
I create one
trigger.
table called as category, subcategory table. There we can implement actually triggers. We do with triggers also. We create one table called category. It's for some retail outlet. How we use, I'll explain you that. Now let me create in this the table. Here
Okay,
what happened? Now this has created for us a table. New table has been created. So this table is exactly instructor table. We created like this. Now once again come to the home. Now go to the browser, object browser. Just browse the tables. You should find now two different tables in this. The tables are going to be, one is instructor, other one is program we have in this. This is what exactly instructor table, like this we got it now. Okay. Now next table is what? We are going to use the other table.
I have a question, sir, please.
Yes.
Before you go to the other table. In the constraints you used,
Yes.
can I use logical like and or something like this?
Where you want to use logical
Now we
and
use-
or?
Oh, I can. You said
No. Where you want to use? With check constraint you can use.
Yeah, with the check constraints, I don't use only, let's say I have formula and or something like this, I can use it, huh?
Formula you can't use. See, formula you cannot use, but for example, you are entering, you come to the program in this. In the case of program, let us come to the table definition here. So come to SQL. In the SQL, you can see how I have written biannual equal to capital Y or small capital N or uppercase Y, lowercase y or lowercase n. Like this, I can use or operator.
Oh, okay. So you can use or and something like this
You can use
with the
here we are
constraints.
using.
Okay, okay.
See, or and
Okay.
use for what purpose? Whenever you want to build any compound statements, normally we use. Here for options also we are using. Either it is uppercase
I
y
mean
or uppercase
like for
n or lowercase y or lowercase n. For that we are using this here.
oh, okay.
And here see, for the year introduced we are using relational operators.
Yeah.
Greater
Okay,
than or
okay.
equal to.
Greater or equal. Okay.
Yes. Now come to once again instructor here. Look at the instructor also here. It's going to be SQL. You can see SQL here. Like this is getting created for us.
Sir, this SQL command, I can write it from SQL command, these things. What's this?
Question
What's
please.
this? What's this code? This I can write it from the SQL command or what?
Yes, normally from SQL command line you need to write like this. And Stephen, as you are asking,
Okay.
it has created.
Why there is no semi? Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, Firas.
I don't write like this in the SQL command. I write semicolon after each statement, and there is no brackets or what's this language?
It is same SQL only, structured query language.
But I write create table instructor and then semicolon.
That is when you are invoking command. To invoke command that's required. When you
Okay.
that is SQL prompt basically. When you invoke command from SQL prompt, you need to put semicolon, then you need to press enter key.
Oh
Correct?
yeah, I'm sorry. This is the because it's small. This is the bracket of the fields. It's just like create table instructor after that bracket and put the fields. I thought
Yes. Like only we create. Even in the case of SQL command prompt also same thing you do. Create table, followed by table name, then you put the brackets only required columns.
Yes. Okay.
Same thing. Except semicolon. We don't use semicolon in this.
No,
And
there is
even
semicolon, but the first one, no. See
Yes.
here, there is end semicolon. There is select, there is from dual semicolon.
See, that is a prompt. That is an SQL prompt, correct? In the case of SQL
Yes.
prompt, how you tell the SQL interface to execute a command? When you put semicolon, when you press enter key, it executes command. Here I am not executing any command. I am just seeing the structure of it, how it is written.
Yes. Okay.
And as you are asking, you have a trigger here, Stephen. A trigger is being written automatically in this. This one is what? Create or replace trigger bi underscore instructor. Before insert on instructor, for each row, what exactly it is doing? Begin select seq underscore instructor dot next val into new dot instr id from DDL. So what is happening exactly? If you don't enter the instructor ID, it can be taken from this. Automatically it can take from this. It's going to insert data into the instructor table. So this is basically what a trigger you are writing a before trigger. Triggers can be, these are called as basically DML triggers. You have basically DML triggers. A trigger is nothing but a procedure, a special procedure. You cannot normally invoke from yourself, this one. It has to be invoked by database only. Database has to invoke the trigger. So here, since we created some sequence for this, the trigger is going to be firing here. What exactly trigger does here is, before data is inserted into table, it is actually generating the next value and putting into new.instr id. New is nothing but a table which is getting created, a temporary table. Before data is inserted into main table or the original table, a temporary table is getting created. Into that we are dumping data. First of all, new.instr id we are dumping into that. Then after that, from this new table only, data is going to go into the main table. So like this trigger is going to be working for us here. Stephen, following this?
So I understood actually. So But we didn't request actually that the program creates a trigger for us. It automatically does, or
Yes, if you don't want to use this, then you disable the trigger. You can drop this trigger here. You can enter manually. In such case, you can drop this trigger, then trigger will not be firing. But see, if you look at the instructor table, the next value you have there, SUQ underscore instructor should be coming automatically for us. And instructor ID should come automatically because we made it automatic filling, correct?
yeah. So, but I didn't understand why we need actually new instructor ID. I mean, from dual. What's dual?
Yeah, can you repeat please?
Hello. So, just could you please explain what's new dot instructor ID
Yes,
from
see.
dual?
New is basically a temporary table which gets created with the current row. Whatever row you are trying to insert into table, with that row a new table gets created. New is nothing but temporary table. This contains just one row only. This happens only in the case of the insertion, or in the case of updation, or in the case of deletion. Whenever you try to insert data into a table, if you write any trigger, internally first of all it creates a table called as new table or old table. New is available when you insert data, but old is available when you drop data, or similarly when you update data. In the case of updation, what happens? Old data is totally removed, new data is added. In the case of insertion, new data gets added. In the case of deletion, what happens? It is going to be old table only. So in the case of the triggers, these are available for us. A new table is available, a old table is available. In the case of updation, both new and old are going to be available. Because old we remove, new we add. In the case of insertion, we just add new data. In the case of deletion, old is going to be removed totally. So like that, automatically they get created. These are equal to the table structure which we created. So the table is containing here instr id. Before any data is added to the table, first of all, from the sequence it is taking data, putting into this column. So later on, from this table only, all the data will be transferred to which table? That is exactly the main table. The table is what here? Instructor table. Here what is written? Create or replace trigger bi underscore instructor before insert on instructor. So it can be before insertion or after insertion. Before insert on instructor, for each row it says like this: begin select seq underscore instructor dot next val. It's going to retrieve next val and try to put into this new table here. New meaning is what? It's one row table going to be getting created. So in that row, first of all, the data is inserted. From the sequence, it's retrieving data, putting into the column instructor ID. Then after that, what happens? From this row, the data will be entered. From this column, data will be entered into the main table. Subsequently, rest of the columns also will be inserted. So before data is inserted, first of all, we need to get the column value from the sequence. From sequence, we need to pick data and we need to put. Whenever you want to insert data automatically, in such case, this will be firing for us. A trigger is going to be firing here for us. With the help of trigger, we are going to pick the next value. So next value should come automatically for us. We don't enter anything, automatically the value should come. In such cases, trigger is going to be firing for us.
Okay. Okay. Now I
Now let's try to
understood.
insert data into the instructor here. We don't include this time instructor ID. We try to enter.
Now, sir,
Yes.
sir, the trigger is automatic counter. That's it.
Trigger is going to be basically a code block. It's nothing but code block which fires automatically.
Okay, okay.
Some code is going to be getting executed. But in this case, what we do, we retrieve the next value from the sequence instructor. That value is going to put into a new table. New is nothing but a single row table gets created for the time being only. That is available only within the triggers. In the trigger code block only, it's going to be available. One is new, other one is old. There are two tables. As far as Oracle is concerned, it's new and other one is called as here old. Like this you have there. Similarly, and they are going to be starting with colon new, and other thing is here what? Colon old. Like this you have. Colon new is available when you insert data. Colon new and colon old are available whenever you update data, and whenever you delete data, at that time colon old is available. Like this, these tables are available, temporary tables. When you work with
Temporary
Oracle,
tables. I
this
don't use
happens.
them.
Suppose
They
you
are
work
temporary
with
tables.
suppose you work with the SQL server. In such case, these tables are going to be available. Inserted table, then deleted table is going to be available to you.
Okay.
One is inserted, other one is deleted when you work with the SQL server. If you are working with SQL server, in such case you get inserted as well as deleted. So here insert is
Professor,
as good as
do you also explain procedure and function?
I mean, yes, Stephen, you're saying something?
Are you gonna also explain the procedure and function?
Yes, I'll explain that. How to write procedures, how to write functions, I explain that also. So it may take 4-5 sessions, at least 3 sessions, 2 sessions we take actually. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, I'll be making some video on that. I'll share video with you. Tomorrow we'll be getting connected with JDBC. But meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask. I'll be preparing some video after some time, how to write procedures, how to write triggers, how to write functions. I can be sharing those things with you.
You mean Monday or tomorrow?
Monday, sorry, not tomorrow, Monday, I mean to say.
Okay.
But meanwhile, I can be sending 2-3 videos to you. You can go through that.
You know, I sent you an email yesterday regarding the videos which I'm missing right now.
No, I've shared, everything I'm sharing from the YouTube, because myself, if I try to upload to Google Drive, sometimes getting truncated, sometimes it could not upload, many problems I'm facing. So that's why I'm moving into YouTube. You need not download in the case of YouTube. From YouTube itself, you can play it.
Okay, you have all the videos from the very beginning in the YouTube?
I did not put all the things. I'll put. Today I try to move into YouTube everything. Java videos you mean to say.
Because, okay, thank you very much.
So now coming to here, the instructor table, try to insert data. Now come to SQL prompt, and here, first of all, see the structure. SQL commands, we come into this, look at the structure, DSC followed by instructor, put like this.
Run.
Yes, it's showing you INSTR ID, INSTR name, DOB, address, contact number, like this we have here. Let us try to insert data. Here, since we have trigger, automatically trigger can insert values for the INSTR ID for us. So therefore, we can enter here instructor name, date of birth, address, and contact number we can enter. So right here, insert into
Structure.
take here, insert into the table name, instructor, followed by the columns we take here. It is list of columns we put here. INSTR name. Next column is DOB, date of birth. Then other thing is here, address we use. Other thing, contact number. Then values we take here. See, we are not specifying any INSTR ID in this. See here, we are not specifying INSTR ID. Though we don't specify, automatically data will be entered for that because of the trigger there. Trigger is going to insert the data for us. Here,
You didn't make
INSTR.
Sir.
Yes.
One second, please. 1 second, please. You make instructor ID as a primary key.
Yes.
So it's automatically built a trigger for it?
Yes.
You mean like this?
Created. We have seen some time back, trigger got created.
Okay.
So with the help of trigger itself, automatically the value will be inserted.
So here I can't insert any value for it.
That's what I'm saying. Automatically value comes for that. We set automatic values for it. It was starting with 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003, like that it takes values automatically.
What? I mean, because I came late today, so I miss the point of 1000. Where did you put 1000 as a starting of?
When you created sequence, first of all, let me show you from where I create. I'll tell you. here.
Now we
Because
create
in
an
the middle
instructor.
we cannot go. If we go away again, we need to type everything. So otherwise, do one thing. I copy this.
You can continue now, and then we'll see what number will come.
Okay. So I put here like this. We continue. Here, anyhow, we come to the home. I can copy and paste that, no issue. You come to this here, browse sequences. There are going to be two sequences available here for us. One is what? SUQ instructor. Here see. Okay,
You
minimum
made
value
this
is
one?
taking 1. Fine. It's not taking 1000 in this.
No, no thousand.
Yes, yes,
Starting
yes.
from 1.
It's taking 1. So
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. 1000 we did not keep it. Alter. We alter this. Try to put this as 1000 therefore.
Okay.
Maximum
Yeah.
value
Now
is
it's clear for
1000.
me.
So let us drop maximum value in that.
Yeah. Okay.
Now next we can say finish. Fine. So this one is containing now here.
Now it can start from 1000.
Minimum value it's taking again same thing. Fine.
You didn't
We see
save it.
here. Go to SQL. It says start by 1. With 1 it says no cycle. It's not taking that. We come to this. Why it's not modifying? Let us see. Once again come to the browser. Take the sequences. Once again
Sequences.
see here the sequences. So this is SUQ instructor ID we take.
You are not choosing the table instructor.
This is it's taking minimum value, but if you take the program SUQ or SQ program ID, this is here also it's taking 1, but automatically it's generating there. Automatically it's generating there. So fine, that also takes 1 only. Come to this. Here try to insert data. Come to SQL prompt. SQL commands here in this. So insert whatever we copied. The values we take here. Instructor name we take in this. This is Rao Ramesh we put. Then followed by DOB. We enter data like this 10 followed by John we put. Then this is 2000, 1900, 1990 we put like this.
How you
And
know?
after
How you know
that,
the date is like this?
this one is
How can I
date,
choose
month
it?
and year we enter like this.
How can I choose the type of the date?
This is 10 is 1 minute. Otherwise I put here to date. Like this I can take convert into date here. This one to date I use here. With this I can enter data. I'm converting into date. This one to date 10 John 1990 I have taken. After that I enter here the address Bison Park near FEL put Lal Bazaar HYD put like this. This can be some data followed by contact number we need to enter here. This is 990 999 followed by 1 2 3 4 we enter this way the data. We try to enter this data now. It is containing here the name followed by to date we are converting data then like this. So try to run here this one. One row inserted message we are getting in this. Though we haven't specified primary key, data is coming there. Now come here, select star from instructor. Look at this. It can show you the data. So instructor ID 1 it is taking. Somehow we could not modify, but there the value automatically taking as 1. When we alter it should take, but it's not taking in this. Due to the trigger or something, we need to check here. but instructor ID coming automatically 1. It's because of the trigger getting inserted here. INSTR name we have taken, DO we have taken, address we have taken, contact number we have taken. Like this, data could be inserted here. So with the help of the insert, we could insert data into the database table here. Table is instructor table. Into that, we inserted data.
Sir,
Yes.
the date of birth here, it takes 2 digits for the year.
Yes.
It's remind me about the problem of 2000. You remember that?
No, nothing like
when
that.
it comes
It's
0,
only
0.
like that. 1990 only it's taking there. So these days you don't have any problem. That was Y2K problem. We don't have any Y2K problem with this now.
Oh, okay, so if it shows 0, 0, it doesn't matter when I make sorted or something like this.
See, all these are modern applications. These modern applications, they can take care of it. Just to save 2 bytes only, the mainframe applications, they were coded like that. They had a 2-year, I mean, they did not foresee what will happen after 2000. They did not foresee that particular thing. They were using only 2 digits, 99, 99. So that century only they were thinking. But that has become a very big problem. Later on now, these modern applications, they can support from some 417 AD to 9999 BC.
Okay, okay,
So there is no problem with those things.
okay,
So this
okay.
is basically what creating. We created 2 tables. We inserted data with the help of the insert statement. Okay. So further we are going to look into the other aspects. Probably, I mean by tomorrow your morning you can get one video. I mean your Sunday morning. Again by Monday morning also you'll be getting one more video. In that I explain more and more these things. How to, just manipulate data also, updation of data, how it can be done. I'll be explaining in that. Just go through that. What you do, just subscribe. As soon as I upload a video, you can get an intimation from that. So just try to watch those videos. Here, this also I put after some time into the YouTube channel. So from there, you can be watching it. Just subscribe, you'll be getting automatically the alert. So new video added, some message you'll be getting. Okay, Firaz?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Taral, you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have
Thank you.
any questions?
No, sir. Thank you. Sir, can you share this video as soon as possible?
Yes, I'll share. After some time, I'll share that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.